So I want to look at being given a confidence interval and explaining what it means. So for an example, we're looking at two areas to live and we're comparing the mean cost of homes in two cities, A and B. So you take a sample of 50 homes that were sold over the last year from each city. And the average price was calculated again for each city, and a 95% confidence interval was created between the two cities. And this was the result. The mean A minus mean B is equal to 2,000, 7,000. So the first question is there a difference? So again, when we're doing this type of test, which is a two sample t-test, the null hypothesis is always we're assuming the means are equal, or another way to say it is that the difference between the two cities is equal to 0. And then the alternative, and we don't have a specific one, we're assuming that there is a difference somehow. And they didn't really say if it's greater than or less than. So in this case, it would just be we're assuming that there is a difference. So the alternative would be that mu A doesn't equal mu B, or in this case, mu A minus mu B does not equal 0. So our confidence interval helps us to figure this out. And what we notice is we're trying to see if there is no difference, then 0 would fall in this interval. And if there is a difference, then this interval is either completely positive or completely negative. So in this case, because 0 does not fall in the difference or in the interval, there is a difference. And then which one has a higher mean and by how much? So remember, this interval is telling me the difference in the cities. So this interval is saying that mean A minus mean B, so the average of town A minus the average town B, is we're 95% confident that that true mean is somewhere between $2,000 and $7,000. And so because this difference is positive, we would know that mean A minus mean B has to be greater than 0, which means the average for town A is greater than the average of town B. And so which city has a higher mean? It would be city A by, and it's just, this is the difference. So it's just by the $2,000 to $7,000. So you don't have to do any calculations for this. The confidence interval is literally telling me the difference between the two samples. And then anytime we interpret a confidence interval, we are using that language. We are 95% confident that the true difference in this case, because that's what we're comparing, between city A and city B is true difference in the average home costs in city A and city B is this interval. So we are 95% confident that the true mean difference between the home costs in city A and city B are between $2,000 and $7,000. Now we could say this a different way. We could say we're 95% confident that the city A's home costs are 2,000 to 7,000 more than city B's. Or we could also put it the other way. We are 95% confident that the true average cost of city A homes is now, sorry, city B homes is 2,000 to 7,000 lower than city A. So we can frame it in any of these contexts would be the correct interpretation. So again, if it's multiple choice, you kind of have to look for any of these would be correct. But if they're asking us to compare like city B first to city A, well then city B's home values are less than city A's. Now, sometimes they'll put the interval as negative. So let's say instead I had this interval. And if that's the case, if the difference is negative, that means that the average mean B is bigger than mean A. Okay, because when we subtract, we get a negative number, the second number is bigger. So this means mean A would be less than mean B. Again, you can think about it, mean A minus mean B is less than 0 because they're negative. So if I move that over, mean A, if I add mean B to the other side, is less than mean B. Okay, and so you would have to either say, we're 95% confident that the average home prices in city A is 2,000 to 7,000 less than the advertised home prices in town B. Or again, you can frame it the other way and say we're 95% confident that the mean prices in town B are $2,000 to $7,000 more than town city A. And so just pay attention to if it's negative or positive and pay attention to the order because that changes how you write these confidence intervals.